I'm often asked the question when I'm talking to potential clients or clients about what works and what doesn't work in the innovation space, and this is a great question. There are certain companies, and in fact I know a company at the moment that I'm doing some work with, where the management has said to them, 10% of your working day on a Friday, of your working week, but half the day on Friday perhaps, you are free to innovate. Sit back, put your feet up on the desk and think. And people are saying, why would I do that? I've got highly demanding KPIs to try and achieve, and you're asking me to put my feet up for 4 hours a day and just think? I don't have a KPI for this. So I'm sorry, that isn't going to happen. So that's number one, that doesn't work. Just saying to people, think, doesn't happen unless you've given them some KPI to think or reward for thinking or whatever. And you certainly can't have the other demanding KPIs in place while you're saying that. The second thing that does work, and people are amazed to hear this, they say, can you pressure people to innovate? Or do you just have to let it be spontaneous, free, like dancing or the arts? The answer is yes, you can. And a greatest example of that is, number one, the banks in Asia, in Malaysia and Singapore, where we've done quite a bit of work, where there's a KPI on senior managers that 10% of next year's revenue shall be from innovated services. They do it every year, they achieve that goal. But the example I like to use is the greatest period of innovation probably in history was during the Second World War. That's when radar was invented, that's when submarines became so effective, that's when the mines became effective, when proximity shells that were fired at aircraft became so effective. The innovation during the Second World War was astonishing. Why? Because you had to innovate to survive. So, in answer to the question, how do we innovate and what stops innovation, what doesn't work, I'm telling you now, if you just say to people, innovate, forget it. If you give them some KPIs, some pressure, some tools, and some perhaps rewards on success, and I think that's very important, when people succeed, I think that they should, or a group succeeds, I think they need to be acknowledged, and I think a reward, and often it just can be a weekend away with the partners or even a night out for dinner, but recognition. So number one, you need to have some tools. Number two, you need to have a mandate on people to achieve. Number three, you need to acknowledge their work. And number four, some sort of reward. That works, but fundamentally underpinning that is a methodology for thinking. That's essential. You can't just have people in free space dreaming. That's how you do it.